Welcome to your daily focus, December the 1st, 2022. Well, it's a day of impulsive moments. Perhaps it's a day of seeking advice. Old friends come back in our lives, old associations, old acquaintances. That and so much more. Let's start at the beginning. Let me introduce myself before I get going. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now, we start with the incredible one energy because it is the first of the month. And remember, okay, the Leo King always said, rabbit, rabbit, on the first day of each month. His mother told him if he did that, it'd bring him good luck, and so he does. And so we're leaning on you, David, for some good luck coming into our lives as we all stand here and say, rabbit, rabbit. The one energy. And if you do the numerology of the day, it's also a one energy, right? 3 plus 1 plus 6 is a 10. 1 plus 0 is a 1. So the one energy is so strong, so magnificent. It's our independence. It's our it's our independence. It's being the trailblazer. It's new beginnings, new starts. Conquer and, oh my gosh, who's flying here? Way too many cards, so we're not going to look at that. So we have a strong one energy today to make us feel that independence, make us feel that confidence, wants us to jump on our stallion, raise our sword, and yell charge, and go towards the challenges and create successes in our life, one right after the other. That is the one energy. And it's young and it's new. Beginnings and starts. If we look at the astrology, the sun is in Sagittarius for the day. The moon is in Pisces, I believe, for the whole day, right up till about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, right around, the witching hour, so to speak. The moon will move into Aries, and so we'll wake up with an incredible fire energy. So make your lists on what you want to do tomorrow morning and stick to it. Lay out your, if you want to go work out, then lay out your workout clothes, so it's a reminder that's what you're doing when you open your eyes tomorrow morning. I mean, get some things done, because you will have that ambition, you will have that drive, but it's more tomorrow. Today we're more in dreamland. We're imagining our tomorrows, we are growing our dream, we're adding detail to our dream, to perhaps our happily ever after, knowing that there's many goals and many steps in between where we are now and our best life ever. Venus and Mars are opposing each other in the sky. And I thought when I did a reading last night, I thought, why is the Page of Swords showing up all of a sudden in every bloody reading, it seems? Because I just got the monthlies out too. And, that is the Page of Swords. Venus opposing Mars, especially when Mars is in retrograde. Oh my goodness. So, this is where we could want to maybe stir the pot a little bit, get things going, create excitement. We need something to happen. It doesn't even matter at this point what happens. We just want something to happen. We could be the instigator behind that. Somebody else might be. But if we are, chances are we're going to land flat on our face. So watch that one. Very impulsive decisions could be made today. We could get very jealous. The emotions, the passions run all over the place when it's like this. So people are up and down. And so you could be on the receiving end of somebody just, going from 0 degrees to 180 and in a second and then back. What happened there? Did I blink? Did I miss something? Did I imagine that? Mercury is arguing with Neptune. So we're not going to be able to follow instructions today. Direction. Okay, we're not going to be able to stick to the facts. We're going to be, even things that our thoughts are very confusing today and probably very unrealistic today. I told you to dream about your tomorrows, and now I'm telling you that. But I think it's more with, big things. Like if you're signing a document today, I don't think it's good under this. We have unrealistic thoughts about what our signing or what our signature is going to mean for our future. Or maybe we're confused about a few things, but we don't really clarify it. And if they try and clarify it, there's too many words and facts. And just shut up! I'll sign the bloody document. Um, so it's kind of that kind of frustrating energy. So if you have something that takes deep focus or deep thought today, you're probably not going to be able to be as successful as you could be on another day. So if you can put it off and do something else instead, I would pick plan B. Okay. Now, Venus and Saturn are talking together in the sky. If you're looking for romance, I love it when Venus and Saturn kind of come together, because if you're looking for romance and you find somebody today, there could be a very large age gap happening there as well. Okay, it's a marked difference. We can measure that. But we have more of a practical, common sense approach when we're trying to work within our relationships. So it's actually a good day too. Now, when we're trying to express our feelings, we might be very formal about it. We might be very reserved in what we say. It won't be from the heart kind of loving growth that happens, I don't think. But it's common sense and it's practical, and it's a good time to talk without maybe the emotion attached to it. I think once the emotion comes in, then Venus opposing Mars gets mixed up in there, and then it just all goes to pot. But if we can kind of keep it logical in our thinking of our relationships today, we can make some very beautiful steps forward. Maybe it's just in our thoughts of what we can incorporate into our relationships, do in our relationships, ask for in our relationships. And also, I think if we're looking for help or we're looking for solid advice, turn to somebody that is elder, somebody, a teacher, a mentor, a parent, a grandparent. We have this responsibility almost today within our relationship. That would be more of the thing I would think. We have this practical common sense approach, and we feel responsible that we do have a certain set of duties to uphold within the relationship to make it strong, to make it a healthy relationship. And we could be looking at those things today. So it might be a lot more self-help because the moon is in Pisces than it is what we need to talk about and have conversations about. And I think if we try and have conversations, we're going to be very dry about it. We're going to be very reserved in what we say. It's not going to come across like we wanted to come across. Okay, and then comes in the misinformation, the confusion. The other person just signs on the dotted line to allow us to zip it. Okay, let's get to the cards. So it's a revolving kind of door today with our, try and keep emotion out of the picture today. I think that is the best advice. Don't try and talk about emotion because it's going to come out very stagnated. And the person is probably just going to be more confused than be able to help you. Our shadow card of the day is, look at this, the Knight of Swords. Okay, jumping on our stallion, raising our sword, yelling charge. We're going to want to do this, okay? And that could be the Venus opposite Mars, so be careful. Don't be too spontaneous in doing this, okay? This isn't the page, this is the Knight, but that just means we grew up a little bit here, okay? We're a far cry from being the Emperor. We're a far cry from being the Empress when we are the Knight, or the Page for that matter. But we are getting clarity, we are getting understanding, we are broadening our horizons, we are seeing more of what we can go towards today. Those things kind of, it's like little sparks going off, and we see different little things to tell us to look in this direction, move in this direction, study in this direction, pay attention over here. Okay, our first card is the Five of Pentacles. We're frustrated today. It's just like things are supposed to be happening and they're not. And they're not going to. I mean, there's a lot of wind out of our sails. So as much as we try and push forward into new ventures, it just goes nowhere. It just you're stagnated in many ways. Okay? Remember, Mars retrograde means that our lives are being restructured right now. We're in renovation mode. And we're looking at what we've done already to expand on those things, but we really want to go forward. We really have that energy, that desire to go into tomorrow with our shadow card. And then we have the Five of Pentacles saying, you know what? Maybe I'll just go forward for fun, relaxation. The heck with all of this. I'm just going back to normal. This was extra time or extra energy or extra resources. And what am I doing this for? And you know what? So often we quit in the last the last 10 yards. We're actually sitting on the threshold of the door of abundance here. So it's not a time to stop. It's not a time to hold our head down. It's a time to, perhaps you need to rejuvenate yourself. So rest, relax. Take a couple deep breaths. Release some of that stress you carry around with you. But this is a time to stand strong. This is a time to turn around and realize that door is there. Now, will we be going through that door? Well, it looks pretty shut right now, okay? But we're going to knock. We're going to try and open that doorknob. There's going to be a way in. We didn't get this close for nothing. And then we have the Fool. New beginnings, new starts. You already have what it takes to take the first couple of steps on your journey. You don't need nothing other than the clothes on your back. Right? Look at that. We have our little hobo backpack there. The stick with the kerchief with our few belongings wrapped up inside of it. Our faithful dog is there. We're kind of dancing. We're feeling alive. So dance, feel alive. That's been the message for a couple of days now. Dance and feel alive. So how much are you dancing? Are you dancing? I told you to dance. Are you not dancing? And then you're wondering while you're sitting there on the threshold of abundance going, I just can't do this one more day. So get up and get alive and move and get that energy going inside of you and let it transpose out of you and shine. You'll see that path forward. You'll see what you need to do. You'll see where you can put your energy, your focus, in order to make a difference today. The Fool says, just get going. Just start. Now, we don't want to just jump into something that we haven't looked at, we haven't researched, right? Watch those spontaneous, impulsive decisions today. We don't just want to do something, but something that we have been walking around and kind of looking at it sideways and can I do this? Don't know if I can do this. Maybe I need to learn more. Maybe I need to be more professional. Maybe I need a new camera. Maybe I need new dance shoes. Maybe I need a new paintbrush. Maybe I need better canvases. You know, we have an entire giant bag of excuses that we've built up over time. I tell you, we just reach in there and we've got them. We've got them ready to talk ourselves out of just about anything. This is not a day to talk yourself out of something. This is a time to take a risk on you and know that you're just going to do what you can with what you have available at this very moment. No more, no less. And the Emperor, wow. So it's making the plan, making the strategy. The Emperor shows up here. He's the diplomat. So I can see why our words are going to be a little bit on the dry side. But we're highly intuitive. So it's following the gut. It's following our intuition. It's talking to God, our angels, our spirit. I almost see him like talking to these bubbles of light. God, our angels, our spirit guides, past loved ones. Asking for advice. Asking perhaps to get the download of the information you need. Or at least the sparks of what you need so you know where to go. But you don't need anything right now. The Fool is saying that. The Emperor doesn't hope, he doesn't wish, he doesn't dream. He knows, he expects. He expects when he starts off towards a goal, towards a desire, that it is going to manifest. Like he saw it was going to manifest, or better. And those are the only two options when the Emperor shows up. So get going, start doing, but also start thinking of the plan on how you're going to move this forward into what? Where is the first plateau? Where is the first area where we know that we are onto something, that we are accomplishing something? What is that first plateau? There might be 150 steps to that first plateau. There might be 3 steps to that first plateau. It's what you decide it is. But how will you know when you've arrived? Okay, that's where the Emperor comes in. Follow your gut, go with the flow. Seek God, your angels, your spirit guides for information. Do not throw in the towel right now. Do not give up on yourself. Do not try and stir the pot just to get some excitement happening. That won't turn out well, okay? That will not turn out well for you. It might be fun for a little while, but it'll go south. And we have legends. Learn from those who inspire you. So once again, I mentioned to you, if you're seeking advice, if you're seeking advice, it's somebody elder, right? So these are, get an autobiography out of somebody that you've admired, living or past. Learn from those who inspire you. Allow them to be your mentor. If you're just starting out at something, then, the person who actually has a shop, you want to volunteer your time. I can come in for 2 hours a day. You can go for your lunch and a half an hour to get prepared to go for your lunch and a half an hour to kind of get back into the swing of things. And I'll work those 2 hours. And you'll get to know them and they'll start telling you stories. And you can say, well, I had this that happened today. Oh, I remember when that happened to me. This is what you do. I mean, it's a perfect scenario. And who's not looking for free help? So if you can do something like that, right? Because that would be the first plateau for you, is to get your own little shop and do what they're doing on the other side of town or maybe across the street. Learn from those who inspire you. Maybe it's a sports person or a movie star. Maybe it's, somebody who has changed the world in one way or another. Made an imprint. There's so many famous people. I'm not even going to start listing any of them. Maybe it's a lead singer for somebody, but the path they walked, it just blows you away. Whatever it is, you can master yourself with assertiveness and self-discipline. So take a leading role in a situation, knowing that mind over heart is sometimes necessary when decisions need to be made. I'm not reading the right one at all. Oh my gosh, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right at all. Maybe I'll go to the next page. Just started reading a random page there. Okay, you have an opportunity to rise to great heights. Listen, learn, gain wisdom and insight from those whose path you wish to follow. Gather information, do some research. Learn what is best for you right now to follow your dreams. Folktales describe how the main personality in a legend copes with the events of everyday life. Deep within the tales is a lesson to pass on to you. The story may be of miracles, spiritual courage, or even fairy tales. True legends, such as Joan of Arc, Nelson Mandela, courageously took on battles to overcome obstacles and persevered to meet triumph and victory. The mantra is, I gather inspiration, strength, and insight from true legends. So, there you have it. So, there are ways of utilizing this energy. You start reading about somebody or watching a video about somebody, and all of a sudden you don't need to stir up anything to fulfill that need for excitement. Because you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, what happened next? Oh, my goodness, right? It takes, at least you're focusing the energy on what you need to do, where you need to change, and understand how those people persevered. It is a good day for that. We have a lot more logic and a lot less emotion today, which does make it good for those kinds of experiences. Okay, we have the Black Jaguar, the old soul. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. So walk through life with the confidence, with the grace. You have the power. You have power from beyond the world. And you do. You have a beautiful spiritual power. Maybe you recognize it within yourself, maybe you don't, but it is there. We're all gifted it in one way or another. Focus on what you really want. So focus on that best life ever. You can create your dreams. You can create your dreams. One step at a time. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.